Hey, all my big kids and my little chicken nuggets, welcome back to another edition of Mr. B's Art Room. It's me, Mr. B, hanging out with my buddy Cam. This is my cat, a real live cat named Cam. Can you guess what we're going to draw today? What do you think, Cam? Yep, we're going to draw a cat. Do any of you have cats? I've got two. I've got Cam, a black cat, and I have an orange cat named McGee. Do you guys have cats? Steve, you do not. Steve, you're telling a joke. No way. Boys and girls, Steve said he has a tiger. You don't have a tiger. Maybe you have a cat named Tiger, but you don't have a tiger. No way. All right, well, today our materials, we need paper, pencil, and something to color with. If you don't want to use a pencil, you can use a marker or a colored pencil. But we're going to be doing some drawing. So get those materials and let's get busy. Okay, let's draw our cat. I'm going to start in the middle with a curve like that. Then I'll come across the bottom almost flat. It's like an oval, but you can see it's more flat on the bottom and more curvy on the top. That's going to be the shape of our cat's head. Now, let's start off with his nose. Go to the center and put a flat line, horizontal, with an angle like the letter V attached to the bottom. See, that's his little nose. Now, we need to go to the bottom of his nose and put a curve to the right, go back to that center, and a curve to the left. You can see his cheeks right there, where we need to add a couple dots for his whiskers where they grow. Okay, now let's go on to the top of his nose and make a line going up and up. That's the bridge of his nose, the part that goes above his nose and connects to his eyes. So, speaking of eyes, go to the top of that bridge, those two lines you made, and put a curve sticking out to the left. Do the same sticking out to the right. Those are the tops of his eyes. Now come inside of his eye with a curve. I'll start here and put a curve. And you can see I left a little bit sticking out there. I'll do the same on this side too with a curve. So I left a little bit of his eyelid or his upper eye sticking out on both sides. All right, now go inside these big eyeball parts and draw a curve and another curve off of the eyelid on the top. Now I like to color those in, except I leave one little spot white. So sometimes I draw a little circle and then color everything in except that little white part. It leaves a highlight in his eyeball. So I'll do the same on this side. Draw a little circle, and then color everything else in. All right. Now, time for his ears. Now, I go to the top of his head and draw a curve that sticks off to the left, and then come down. It's almost the shape of a leaf. See how it's pointy at the top? It's made from two curves. So I do one on this side too, a curve, and then go down. So you can see his two ears. I like to add whiskers, so I add a couple on that cheek and a couple on that. I also like to make a curve on his ear so you can see the inside portion of his ear. So that would be the top of his ear, and then this part would be the inside. All right. Sometimes I'll add like little eyebrows on top of his eye, and sometimes I'll put a little chin under his mouth there. But that's the beginning of my cat's face. That's his head. Next, we need to add his body. So I will come down with a curve. You can see I went down and curved in. I'll do the same on this side. Go down and curve in. It gets kind of close together here at the bottom. And I need to draw 1, 2 lines close together. Then go to the center and put a curve. And you saw I did that on both sides. That's his front feet. And then I'll put a connecting line right there. Now he's going to be sitting down, so I want to do his back feet. So I come off the side with a curve that follows that same diagonal line and then connects there. Can you see that's his front foot and his back foot? I'll do the same on this side. So I follow it down and put a little curve there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 feet. Then I like to add a little tail coming up. Sometimes I make it wiggly and then follow that same wiggle coming back down. All right, if you want to add anything extra to him or her, you certainly can. I'm going to put a collar on mine, a little heart tag on it. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of a part that I might, fluffy chest, I might color that part white and give him some stripes on there. I can add some curves where his toes might go. But there you can see I have a nice cat. Hey, your cat's looking great. Now, if you didn't quite finish or you need to work on something some more, you can rewind the video and watch that part and get caught up with us. Once you get to this point, it's time for us to add a background. I'm going to do that. You can watch along, follow along with me while I do it. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to make a background for my cat. And in order to do that, I'm going to make a fence. He's going to be sitting on a fence. I want to make this an alley cat. So a fence, they call them picket fences, and they're made out of boards that go up and down, vertical, with a point on the top. So watch as I do this. I'm going to go really close to his feet, and I will put an angle. It's like a little mountain. Now make sure you make it wide enough. It should be about as wide as your pencil or your finger. And then I'll do the same on this other side here. Now, I'll continue to make those. I want to go all the way to the right side on this one. Trying to keep them the same size and trying to keep them flat instead of going up. We don't want a fence that goes up. We want to keep it the same level. So I made it all the way across here. Now I'm going to do just a couple. I'm not going to continue all the way on this side. Let's do 3. 1, 2, 3 extra. Okay, so now you can see this is the cat sitting on a fence. To make this look like a fence, we need to draw some vertical lines. But before we do, I want to add a couple things. Right on underneath the edge of my fence here, I said it's an alley cat, so I'm going to make him outside hanging out by a trash can. I'll put underneath this last angle, I'm going to put an oval with 1, 2 vertical lines and then connect with a curve there. This is going to be a trash can, like I said. That's going to be the lid. Now, almost to the edge of there, I will make a vertical line coming down, not all the way to the ground, but close. And here as well. So you notice I didn't go all the way to the edge where that vertical line is, but it's close. Then when you get to the bottom, connect them together with a curve that matches that curve. And on top, I'm going to put that shape, up, over, down. And another very close up, over, down. That's the handle. You would grab the handle to lift and put your trash inside. There's also handles that I want to put on the side here so you can pick up the trash can. And all along the side of the trash can, I'm going to put these big ovals like this. When I was a kid, we had trash cans like this, and there was a famous trash can that had a famous person living in it. What? Somebody living in a trash can? Yeah, it was Sesame Street. Do you ever see Sesame Street? Oscar the Grouch living in a trash can? All right, well, there you go. We've got a trash can, a fence, the cat. What we need to do now is I need to add the ground. So off the side of my trash can, put a flat line here and one all the way to the side. So you can see the trash can is sitting on the ground now. And I need to make those vertical lines I was talking about. So watch this. I'll go to the end of the fence, put a vertical line, and not the ones pointing up, but only the ones pointing down. Go down. This one's up, this one's pointing down. So I need to continue straight down till it hits the ground. Now these ones I stopped because they bumped into the trash can. Same here. This one's pointing up. There would be, his feet are in the way, so there would be one somewhere in this area. I'll skip over this part for just a minute. This one's pointing up, this one's pointing down. This one's pointing up, this one's pointing down. Pointing up, pointing down. Pointing up, down, up, down. See how it's starting to look like a fence? Pointing up, pointing down, down, down. Now it looks great except this area here. I'm missing some of these vertical lines, and I think there would be one right here. See, it goes up, down. So I need one right there. And then this is pretty wide, so I'll put one right in the middle. There we go. We've got a cat sitting on a fence. Now he's an alley cat, so he likes to come out at night. So I'm going to make these stars. You can make stars. If you know how to do stars, you can do those like this. If you don't know how to do stars, you can do circles. If you want to make it a nighttime scene, you can draw a big banana in the sky. I mean, that's not a banana. What is that? That's right, it's a moon. Again, you can do circles. If you know how to make these kind of stars or a different star, you can do that too. Okay, I'm going to put down in the bottom, he just ate. I always see this on cartoons. I put it's a backwards letter D, a line, it looks like a little shovel. 1, 2, and then I put lines that get smaller and smaller and smaller with a circle. It's a fish skeleton, a fish bone. He just ate that fish. That's what I see in cartoons sometimes. I also want to put this, watch this. I'll put a little curve like that. This guy better watch out. You know what that is, don't you? It's a little mouse or a rat, something. That cat better, the cat's looking for some more dinner. That fish wasn't enough, so that rat better hurry up. There you go. Okay, your cat picture is looking great. It's almost time to add some color, but before we do, I've got a special story I want to share with you. So, how many of you guys remember a few years ago we had a music teacher at Richmond Drive named Mr. Cole? You do? You remember him? I know, yeah, Steve, you definitely remember him. Yes. Well, Mr. Cole told me this story that I've never forgotten, and I'm going to share it with you guys today. So, a long time ago when Mr. Cole was a little boy about your age, he was helping his dad work on a car. Now his dad was underneath the car with wrenches and stuff, and his dad would occasionally ask him, hey, can you hand me that screwdriver? And Mr. Cole would reach under the car and give him that. Well, he had a little bowl, and Mr. Cole's dad had that bowl under the car and was draining some gas out of a line, and the gas filled up in that bowl, and he handed it to Mr. Cole and said, hey, set this down in the grass. So Mr. Cole took that bowl and he set it down in the grass next to the driveway. Then he went back to help his dad. While he was over there helping his dad, Mr. Cole had a cat named Sasha. And Sasha saw that bowl and thought it was some milk. What do you think that cat did? Yep, that cat drank it. The gasoline. Well, Mr. Cole was looking at his dad, and all of a sudden he heard that cat meow, and he turned around and looked, and that cat's hair stood up on its end, and that cat took off running straight for the tree. It ran around the tree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times around that tree. It ran up the tree and out on the branch, and then all of a sudden it stopped and fell flat on its back. What, Steve? Was the cat okay? Oh yeah, the cat was fine. He just ran out of gas. Get it? That's a Mr. Cole joke for you. You know when a car runs out of gas, it stops? The cat drank the gas and he ran out of gas and stopped. Well, it's time to color these. So follow me as I do this. I'm going to use some crayons and some chalk. You guys use whatever you want to. Let's color these. All right, thanks for doing a good job today. Thanks for joining me and Cam. We had a good time with you. Now, share those drawings with me. Don't forget, my email is bbojanowski@rhmail.org. Here it is. Let me put it up. Cam, yeah, I'm going to set you down. There we go. Send them my way. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day. Take care.